her squirt. Let's play what happens.
She's gonna need a big squirt. Goddamn, I don't have my.
Yeah, now what she gonna do?
Where is this at?
Yeah, give her a big old drink. Ready?
Give it a feed it like this.
Just like a regular. Ready?
Yep. Cough back out. Can you back it down?
Yeah. All right, boys and girls, Stevie Fast Jackson and part of our racing crew on the causeway in Bahrain. Now we're having some challenges navigating because, as you can see, Jack, oh no, as most of you do not know, I am a terrible driver. I'm pretty good on the racetrack and I'm pretty terrible on the highway. Phil won't even ride with me. He'll ride with me in an airplane, but he won't let me drive a normal car. I have no patience for anyone that cannot drive. Normally I'll figure out how to get the job done, get where we're going. All right, so we, as most of you know by now, we are converting a brand new Jerry Bickle 2022 Camaro. That thing's beeping something. I'm going too fast. To electronic fuel injection. We brought it out the last race in Bahrain, ran it. The plan was to run it on mechanical to try to kind of get the bugs worked out on the car and then swap everything over to EFI. Now there's challenges on both sides of that, as well as just general challenges of racing so far away from home. Jack, what's some of the stuff that's good and challenging about racing?
Good and challenging?
What's some good stuff that's awesome, and what's some stuff that's difficult?
Good stuff is you get to come to places like this and race.
Yep.
Challenging stuff is you got to get all your stuff over here and race.
Yeah, logistics of getting everything is definitely, you have no idea how much stuff is in your race car trailer until you try to pack it all up to go race 8,000 miles away. And then you realize the one little screwdriver or the one little tool or the one little wheelie bar wrench that you don't bring, and it makes it tough. So for me, I would say that's a good thing. What about you, Cord? What's some stuff that's difficult?
The most difficult thing would probably have to be just racing without having your race car trailer with everything you normally have.
There's been questions on the YouTube channel about how we get everything over here and how we get it over here so fast. So there's two different ways to do it. The first way is flying it. We use DHL to fly our cars, engines, and equipment. That's the quickest way to do it. It's also decently expensive, but when we're dealing with time frames and we have to transit stuff and the kind of the white glove service that we want and need on our Pro Mod, it's really easy to tear stuff up. We've all gotten packages in the mail that are squished and look like a flat bologna sandwich. We don't want that with our Pro Mod. So we fly all our stuff DHL. We've got a good relationship and a good partnership with DHL. And that's how we do it. The other way is put it in a container and put it on the ocean. Far more inexpensive, takes a long time, and can get delayed. And I've done it both ways. I've shipped them by air and I've shipped them by sea. It costs us a lot less by sea, but you have more of a tendency to damage the equipment, and it takes a long time, and it's riding on a freighter going across the ocean in salt conditions, so we don't do that if we can help it. Cord, what's something that's good about racing over here?
The people, the weather. Everybody here loves drag racing. It's much more than us.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that.
The weather's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. The help is pretty awesome as well.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at how passionate everyone is over here about motorsports. Drag racing and motorsports in general really is international love for people. It is something that brings everybody together. Everybody speaks car. And when y'all hear that, that means I'm going over 120 kilometers per hour. There's the Dodge truck. I can't help it. There's stuff.
At least I got a handle back here. I got a seatbelt. I got a handle.
Ready?
Yep.
Test day 1, dismal failure. Test day 2 coming up. If we don't do anything else, we're gonna eat good. just in case you need some snacks at the racetrack. All right, challenges for me. Sunglasses. I bought these. Costas, I'm buying some hate mail about this. And like, you can't keep the lens in it. So I'll be like going down the track, or I'll be looking, and I look like a pirate. Number 2, power. Tried to plug in my MacBook Pro to the outlet in the hotel this morning, and I either smoked the hotel or I smoked my computer. You just forget that everything's 220. So carrying me around a voltage converter. Racetrack here is awesome, phenomenal. Track prep, Larry Crispin and the guys do a tremendous job. It's like one thing you don't worry about is going up there and running on like a not good racetrack. There's no Diet Mountain Dew here. I'd say that's my number one holdup. Cord found me some sugar-free Red Bulls this morning, but I have yet to find a Diet Mountain Dew. But I'm going to smuggle some in next time I come. Just sneak it in on my carry-on, see if TSA takes it. Alright, so on the electronic fuel injection front, the last 2 days we've spent doing the install. We got a lot of the install done before we came. Our Bahrain 1 crew over here, the shop personnel, did a lot of the install before we came. We had the car, I would say 85% wired, components mounted. Khaled Al-Baluchi, RSG, and some of the folks that are racing over here did the manifold conversion. We struggled getting the manifold done back home, so we just did one over here. We chose the best, what I believe are the absolute best components for this thing. I've ran blown alcohol EFI. That's what was on my orange Mustang, my Pro Charger car that kind of started my career, so I have some experience with it. But I haven't done it in a long time, and a lot of stuff has changed since then. The last time I ran blown alcohol EFI was 2013. So back then I had big stuff on that thing, which was the thing at the time. For fuel injection, we used the only real racing fuel injection in the world, Holley EFI. Doug and Robin and all the guys there really brought me up to speed as far as the boosted methanol stuff and current, what everybody's doing now. For fuel injectors, we use the only real racing fuel injector in the world, billet atomizer. Jack French and his folks were very accommodating with stuff that we wanted to do. They made some stuff really quickly for us that we wanted to try. And as we R&D this combination, we're going to work together with Jack as well as Holley to develop some new stuff that I think will help a lot of folks that run these types of combinations. Really excited about the possibilities of EFI and race blower racing. You guys have seen my Fastlane episodes on mechanical fuel injection. What a lot of people don't know is that I was an EFI guy before I was a mechanical fuel injection guy. So I ran EFI for a long time, then I had to learn mechanical, and I'm looking forward to re-exploring the EFI option. What's kept me away from it for so long with a boosted application with blown alcohol quarter mile racing is just scared to death about the durability of the components, how many systems have to work for it to all work well. But I think we're at the point where anytime you got somebody like Billy Stockland that can micromanage something and you give him more tools to perfect it and make it better, I think the end result can be better. I think that you create more pitfalls for yourself, but if you can dodge those potholes, I think ultimately you'll be faster. Fired the car up yesterday about 87 times before I realized how dumb I am. Thing would run for about 4 or 5 seconds and shut off. And I call myself a fuel system guru, and I'm beating my head against the wall. I know that I got something wrong, but I cannot find it. It's one of those things when you're too close to the problem, you miss the very simple thing. So I called Doug Flynn. he's at a race. He answers like he always does. Very helpful, folks. I said, Doug, this thing's commanding 80 pounds an hour to go to the ECU, and I won't run on 80 pounds an hour. What do I do? And he said, well, you got something wrong in one of the fuel modifier tables. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, I done checked it, everything. There's nothing, anything. That's not it. He said, okay, I'm just telling you, you got something in one of the fuel modifier tables. I said, okay. So we go through. I said, all right, there's only 3 things that can do this. Coolant enrichment. I got it zeroed out at 100. He said, okay, that's good. He said, what about air temp enrichment? I look at the table. I said, I got it zeroed out at 0. For those of you who don't run or haven't run Holley, 0% in a fuel modifier table is negative 100%. 100% is 0. So my idiot self had the air temp enrichment table at 0. So as soon as it started, it removed all the fuel from the engine. So once we fixed that, it actually started to run. We're gonna make our first test run today. Testing tomorrow. Qualifying starts on Thursday and race on Friday. So I don't know how much of the EFI conversion we'll get in the video and how much of the race, but we'll try to package it together as time permits and keep you guys updated if I don't run into anything on the way to the track. Extremely excited about this EFI conversion. I see the sunrise on the horizon finally. We've made it through the bugs and the bumps and bruises of getting it running. Could not do it without the companies and people that stand behind me. All of our Bahrain 1 racing team on the ground here in Bahrain, as well as Khalil Tourani, Majid, Khaled Al-Balushi, RSG, Holley EFI, billet atomizer injectors. These people and companies made this conversion possible. We did this whole thing start to finish in less than a week, got it running in less than 2 days, and then in 7 runs went 382 at 195 miles an hour in legal trim. That's pretty awesome. None of this can happen, of course, without our Bahrain 1 racing team and Sheikh Abdullah. Their support and willingness to allow me to think outside the box, explore some opportunities, and fail in front of all the folks here is why we're going to be successful in 2022. We'll be on track testing Tuesday and Wednesday of next week for round 5, qualify on Thursday, race on Friday, and we're going to try to come back to the States with a trophy, and we'll see you guys with the post-race recap video. Thank you for supporting our channel.